Domestic violence is a social issue. Globally, the victims of domestic violence are overwhelmingly women. At least 1 in every 4 people will experience domestic abuse in their life. Domestic violence against women and children, and men as well, is still a relevant problem of our time. Today on The Morning OJ, we will hear interviews from domestic violence victims and actors in the film and upcoming stage play, Spoiled by Your Love. And we hope you enjoy our show.
As a victim or a woman who has been involved in domestic violence, also I've been sexually assaulted by other people. So domestic violence, I over the years I developed a stamina so that I feel protected to my sense, not to everybody else's comfortability. I set up rules and things to maybe get through it. I also realized that in the midst of my domestic violence that maybe my reactions sometimes did affect the outcome of the situation. Not necessarily saying that any woman doesn't deserve, no woman deserves to be hit on or beat ever. But I had to make some changes if I wanted to see changes. And I was one who kind of didn't back down, which made my abuse more abusive, because the more I hulked, the more he had to prove that he was more of a man. And that didn't work well. So I had to become a little submissive, kind of for who I was, not necessarily saying, but I had to learn how to deal with certain situations in different manners. I know his triggers. Not to say that makes it any better, but it puts me in the mind frame to know that this is not a good time to talk about it, that he's not in a good place. You know, all of those things, you just can't be yourself around that person until they are willing to see it. Now, because we have 3 children together, it made it harder for me to walk away. Because my children love and adore their father, and I keep them protected. Not that I ever lied or made up excuses for a man, but I realized that I'm also a mother of these 3 children. It just wasn't domestic violence, me and him. It was children involved. And at the end of the day, my children's happiness becomes before mine. So if I had to swallow certain things so that he could be there for my children, I did. And not until our daughter had a 2-month stay in the hospital, our youngest, did it finally dawn on him the family that he had and that he was walking away from and the things that he did. He came back, family man, stronger. It just seems like I live in a world that I never thought, but I had to let completely go. I had to stand my ground. I had to tell people, and telling people helped me to deal with it even better, because at least though if something went through, I called that friend. It's not like I'm sitting on the phone trying to convince somebody that I really need help. My friends went through it with me, and I wouldn't be a survivor. I wouldn't be where I was. I never thought that once I thought that I left, and I put that gate up, thought it was going to stay up, but it didn't. It slowly came back down, because I'm not a person that fell in love with somebody. There's some things that happened in between our marriage that I know took my husband the wrong way. And I tried every way to get his family to help, to see that I just wasn't talking about my husband. I'm trying to get him the help that he needs. And then once I realized that the abuse went a generation before me with his mother and father, I start using that or pointing that out when we would go down a bad road to even out the playing field for myself. And I do believe that, I would not, we wouldn't be where we were if I didn't have good friends to a certain point. Because I already created an outside family that supported me. They could have left me. They could have not answered the phone multiple times that I called. Even his cousin is a dear friend to me to this day, and we laughed this morning just about how far he has come. But I had to make a stand. I had to put out there to the world, though, my embarrassment.
Every year, millions of children witness domestic violence in the U.S. And witnessing domestic violence is a powerful risk factor for committing violent behavior in the future.
You may not notice this, but I hear you.
You may not realize this, but I see you.
Tú no aceptarías esto, pero yo me convierto en esto.
Get help. The toll-free number to call is 1-800-621-HOPE. Remember, peace begins at home.
Hi, I'm Mike Looney, and this is my co-star from the film and stage play, Spoiled by Your Love. Why don't you tell our viewing audience your name?
Hi, my name is Jaden Harris.
My man Jaden, it's good to see you again. It's been a while, but we had a good time when we did what we did. So you've grown a lot since I've seen you last. You starred in the film Spoiled by Your Love as younger Jonah, and I was the adult grown man Jonah. Do you remember your character at all?
Yes, what I remember about Jonah is that before birth, he was aborted from his mother, and then over the years, his mother became insane. And then the only thing keeping her sane was the hallucinations of Jonah still loving her. And now that I think about it, it's actually kind of beautiful.
Yeah, it is. That's a good. When you can remember somebody like that, and it keeps your mind going. That's a good thing. Was it fun for you doing the film?
Yes, it was fun. It was actually the first ever movie or film I ever been in. But to be honest, I didn't really like having to retake all those scenes and being in the cold.
Me neither. What was the easiest part for you though?
The easiest part was coming in to the room and saying, "Mommy, can you play with me?"
Would you want to be an actor when you grow up?
I'm actually kind of thinking about being an actor when I grow up. I don't know, because there's a ton of things in the world you can be, but acting is one of the things I'm taking into consideration of.
Good. I think that would be good for you because you did an awesome job. You really did. Do you remember your lines from the movie?
Yeah.
Can you say them for our audience?
2 lines I remember is, "Mommy, can you play with me? But I'm lonely."
My man. Good job. Well, here we have Jaden. Thank you for viewing this. Get ready to see our film and stage play.
Little girls dream about having fairy tale lives filled with love, a happy home, and a handsome prince. In those dreams, they never think about the choices that must be made. I have a cousin who has dreams. She dreams about snakes ever since she was a child. The thing is, when she dreams, someone is either pregnant or dead. I have dreams too, and not the kind of dreams that make you look forward to living.
As we continue to discuss memory loss, schizophrenia, Parkinson's, dementia, Alzheimer's, I want to bring your attention to the lines in the brain, particularly the meninges. These are protective membranes, but remember, they are permeable. If anything passes through, like an infection of some kind, the brain can become spoiled, causing tremors, hallucinations, complete disruption of the nervous system, or worse. Essentially, the response prepares the body to either fight or flee the threat. Flight can be physical or it can be mental. In other words, the mind can literally flee reality. In life, they say there's a thin line between love and hate. It's the same thin line that lies between reality and unreality, sanity and insanity. All of our lives come down to that one line, that tiny permeable membrane that allows things in and others it stops. Who or what we let into our lives can literally mean the difference between life or death. Life is about choices. The brain can become spoiled, causing tremors, hallucinations, complete disruption of the nervous system, or worse.
She really believes she had a son. She says he's a doctor in everything.
The mind can literally flee reality. Life is about choices.
Mommy, can you play with me?
Mommy's sick right now. She can't play.
But I'm lonely.
Did you hear what I said? Mommy's sick.
I wish I could go to my daddy's house.
What did you say? What did you say? You want to go to your daddy's house? Then go. Go. Your daddy didn't even want you. Get out. Get out. Just want to die. Just want to die. Can't do this alone all the time. Miss, wait. You can't. Miss, please, you can't. I tried to stop her. I'm pregnant.
So you're gonna have it?
Look, I've been struggling with this decision for a week now, Tony. It was my plan to have a baby at this age. I can't see myself taking a life when I have the means and the father has the means to provide for it. So yes, I'm having it.
I can't lie. If it's mine, I don't want you to have it. This just isn't a good time in my life.
If, Tony, if it's yours, not a good time in your life? Huh? What, you think this is what I wanted? I didn't make this baby alone, Tony. I didn't want it to happen like this. Do you know how embarrassing this is for me, Tony? Huh? But it has happened. So deal with it. Because I have to.
I never said I wouldn't deal with it. Look, I'm gonna support you. And I care enough about you to support you. But I know you slept with someone else.
know? Were you there? Did you see it?
Okay, I don't know. I believe. Well, did you? Did you sleep with someone else?
We used protection. You're the only man I never used protection with because I love you.
I knew it! I knew you slept with someone else. So don't get mad when I request a blood test to confirm if this is my baby. I'm gonna want one whether you like it or not, because I need to know for myself.
Look, I know that you have your doubts. But can you just pretend that you care? What's that gonna cost you? Is it gonna be hard? Can you do that, Tony?
I do care. And yes, I can do that. As long as you don't start dreaming about us really being together. And don't get mad because I'm still going out and you're lonely. You also need to know something else.
What?
My child's mother moved in with me. And we decided this when...
While you were still with me!
Look, I didn't know this was gonna happen. I mean, it would have changed things, but it's too late. Let's just move on. I can't deal with too much pressure. Don't make me feel like this is my fault this happened.
Is it? Did you deliberately get me pregnant to make me stay in your life?
What? No.
You were my savior, my son. I used to have a lot of dreams, some good, some bad. But God gave me a second chance. My mind is spoiled like rotten meat. The mind is where the battle takes place, and I kind of lost mine because of the bad choices I made in my life. But I did get another chance because they don't know that I'm still in here. And I can see you, my beloved son, even though they can't. I'm still here because of you. I could have used that gun on myself, but I didn't, because I kept you in my head. All these years, I've been spoiled by your love.
Hello, welcome to our show. Please tell our viewing audience your name.
I'm Nicole Woody.
And I'm Victoria Archer.
Very good to see you guys. How y'all feeling?
Good.
Y'all like to play?
Yeah.
Alright, great. Okay. You are both actresses in a stage play called Spoiled by Your Love. Can you tell us what the story is about?
The story is about a young woman who goes through many different traumatic experiences, such as domestic violence, and that causes her to have mental illnesses.
Okay. What character do you play?
I play the older Gwen.
And I play the younger Gwen.
Cool. Can you perform a few lines from the play?
Sure. You see, as a child in church, I would see women jumping up and falling out. Sometimes it looked like joy and sometimes it looked like pain, but it always looked like passion. So I asked God for it.
God, please let me feel whatever those women are feeling. I want to feel, Lord. I just want to feel.
That was a very awesome sneak peek. I love that. That was very talented.
I am Mike Looney, and I'm sitting here with two of my castmates from the stage play Spoiled by Your Love. We have our leading lady, and we also have our pastor. Would you guys like to give your names?
I'm Nicole Whitty.
And I'm Aldwin Humphrey.
All right. We have some questions here that each of us can answer, and I'm pretty sure that we can relate to most of them, so we wouldn't have a problem. How has this journey been for you making the stage play?
It's been a long process. For me, having to learn lines, this is my first time having a leading role. So the challenges of that was exciting and fun, but it was hard.
Okay. Oh.
This is the first play I've ever done in life, so it's a huge challenge for me. But it's fun. It's causing me to really think and remember things and try to visualize how things should go. So, but it's fun. It's fun.
Good. I actually think you did an awesome job.
Oh, thank you.
For me, it's been a long journey. I've been going through this process with the director, Gail, Bingham, for a while. And to see it finally come to fruition and see her dream, build and actually become something, I think it's great. It's been a long time coming. What have you learned about the challenges for doing a stage play?
Ooh, it takes a lot of discipline.
Patience.
Oh yes, definitely patience. Definitely patience, because it's a long process. Every rehearsal has a different challenge, and for it to all come together at the end, it's an amazing experience.
Well, being that this is my first, I've only been here a short time. It's just trying to visualize where things are when props are not there. How the door, the exit stage, left or right. I'm trying to visualize all that. That has been a bit of a challenge, but once everything gets into place, I can see it, and it only takes 1 or 2 times to go through it, and I'll be good.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing. Just wondering, and on top of that, this is my first time, so okay.
Right. I know we've all made sacrifices, each one of us in the play. What have you personally sacrificed, Owen?
Of course, time, but I've had to rearrange my schedule. I'm the regional president of a black organization in the government, so I've had to not reprioritize, but just rearrange things so that I can get everything done to include this. Okay. But it's worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah.
It's opening up different things inside of me.
Okay. Go.
I had to sacrifice a lot of church events. I'm in a choir at my church, so I was able to do a couple of solos, but I gave it up because I wanted to be here. This is an amazing play. It's a great story, so I definitely wanted to be here.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, the story is amazing. I tell Gail all the time, she's a genius behind this story. It's great. For me, the sacrifices more so came with my children. I just had a new one, and I'm watching her throughout the day until I'm ready for her to go to daycare. So trying to rearrange their schedules to fit around rehearsals and making sure I can be there on time and be there when I need to. That was a tough one, but made it happen. Would you do it over again?
I would definitely do it again. The castmates that are here now, they're amazing. They are dedicated, and it's fun when everyone's dedicated. Because in the past, there was a lot of people who weren't dedicated, and the energy was there. It was not good energy, but now the energy is great, and we're moving forward.
Right. I would do it again, but differently. Definitely differently. We had a lot of different personalities in the room over time. And, sometimes heads get to bumping, start clashing. But there's one director.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
To me, it's black and white. There's one director. The director says, this is the direction. You do it.
You do it.
You do it.
You do it.
If you have an idea, okay, Give it to her. If she doesn't like it, she says no, you say okay. That's it.
Keep it moving.
That's what the director does. She directs.
Yes.
But I guess that's neither here nor there. But a good question, especially for you. What was the hardest aspect of becoming a character?
This character is the complete opposite for me. I'm very reserved. I always keep a wall up. And it caused me to be vulnerable, which is not a bad thing. It's a good thing, you know. And that's how you get close to people. You know, you build relationships, and this play is about relationships. So it was a long process, but it was fun.
Yeah, definitely had to break that wall.
Yes.
down, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. How about you, Owen?
It's causing me to do something different, something that I've never done, and I'm finding out it's fun to me.
Okay.
I'm an extrovert by nature anyway.
Okay.
So I'm very open. I'm not, you know, I'm vulnerable, as you would put it, in a sense. But it's easy for me to do this. But on the other side, I have to get over the fear, the stage fright.
Gotcha.
You know, I wonder when the curtain go up, am I going?
Right.
You know,
the same thing.
oh, yeah, you know, during the headlights.
Yeah.
So that causes me to work harder and keep going over it. I'm driving home and going over lines. You know, no, that's not right. Why did I say that?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you know, I can't read and drive with this. No, and I just put things down.
Me, it was extremely challenging because the character that I'm playing, certain aspects are like me, but a lot of them aren't. And the people will see in the play what type of person this is. And one of our scenes, you know, we had a rough time.
Oh, yeah.
But it's very challenging trying to channel something that is not in you at all.
Yes.
That's tough. That's tough. But the director said we did a good job. So I guess it worked out. So were you able to relate to the story in any type of way?
I have family members who've gone through abuse and mental illness. Okay. So I was able to draw, you know, some of their stories into my character personally. But it's deep. It's deep. That's all I can say.
Were you able to relate to anything in there?
I'm sure I've had family members that have gone through similar things, but I just don't know about it. I am able to relate to the pastor because of my Christian beliefs and the foundation of my faith, and some of the things that he says to Gwen when he's counseling, is the things that are straight out the Bible. So, and it's maybe not scripture and verse, but the thought and the belief behind it is there. So yeah, I'm able to relate.
Okay. For me, the mental awareness part really hit home for me because I had to experience it with grandmother and both of my great grandmothers. So to know someone that is going through Alzheimer's, dementia, it's real, and sometimes it can be scary. To know that this person that you love doesn't know you or can't remember you, it's a spooky thing.
It is.
And as far as my character, one of the aspects that I said I could relate to, you know, the lady stuff, that kind of thing. But I'm just glad I was able to do it, and everyone should see this play. Like I always said, Gail's a genius putting this together, and the script is amazing. I just hope it gets out and everybody gets to see it worldwide.
Yes.
So there we have it.
If you would like to see February 9th stage play Spoiled by Your Love, please go to Eventbrite, contact the organizer, or email infofacesept@comcast.net. Bye for now, and don't forget to drink some of it during this cold and flu season. You'll need the vitamin C.